What's up YouTube, it's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul. Today's video is going to be a follow-up video to my last video showing you how to create 808s or custom 808 lines. Now, I got questions in that video asking me how do I mix these 808s with my kicks, and I figured now's a good time as any to show you that tutorial on how to do that. So we're going to go right here and mix my 808 and kicks together in a session I produced a couple of days ago. I'm not going to show you too much of the track because I actually am going to submit it to a couple of artists, but we're going to use this for the tutorial's sake. Now keep in mind this track is completely unmixed and very raw, but I'm just going to go ahead and mix the 808 and kick live together with you guys to show you what I would do to balance out the two tracks. So here we go. Alright, so as you can tell, this part right here is where you want the 808 to really boom in the speakers, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now. And of course, mix the kick nicely together and just carve them nicely to sit in one happy place together. So first thing we're going to do is going to go solo my 808. Then we're going to bring in our EQ right here. And first thing I usually like to do is just kind of filter out some of the lows around 30 hertz because we just don't need it. It muddies your track at the end of when everything's together, just muddies it up, so we don't need it. And turn that off, and we're going to go ahead and turn on our analyzer, and we're going to really see where this 808 peaks so we can boost it up so we can actually hear our 808 in smaller set speakers and really rattle our car speakers. So we're going to move this to around here because here's our peak, this little guy right here. Alright, next thing we're going to do is going to boost at that frequency. We're going to boost about 4 dBs. And we're going to, of course, we do not want a wide bandwidth or a wide Q. We want to narrow that up. So we're going to go ahead and narrow that up just like this. Oops. Something like that. So that really brings out that 808. Here's it off. And now listen to the rattle. Really brings out that bass. Next we're going to do to kind of make this 808 sound a little bit more natural or better sounding, we're going to pull up our ES2 synth right here. Yes, I do use this in my songs, the tutorial that I gave you in the last tutorial. I'm just going to push up the distortion a little bit just to kind of make it softer and more analog sounding. More aggressive as well. That's a little too much. Alright, so that's better. Alright, next thing we're going to do is go ahead and EQ our kick. So I'm going to pull out my kick, solo that. And of course, bring up our kick. The first thing we're going to do, just like our 808 track, we're going to go ahead and filter out the lows because, like I said, it muddies up your track. You do not need it. So why have it? So I did a little boost here. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and kind of match our EQ to our 808. And what I mean by that is mirror it, really. So here is our 808 EQ, here is our kick EQ. So this is one way to go about carving out your kick to fit and live nicely with your 808. So on our 808 track, we have boosted 4 dBs at 54 hertz. In our kick track, we're going to go ahead and mirror that. We're going to go to 54 hertz and we're going to carve out about 4 dBs at that frequency. But we don't need such a wide Q. Once again, we're going to go ahead and make it a little bit more narrower. Just going to push this back a little bit. Alright, so now we mirrored what we did right here into our kick track. So we can go ahead and close our 808 EQ for now. And now we're going to go ahead and bring out more of an attack in the kick. Since this 808 is very soft sounding, there's no attack to it, we need some attack or punch in our kick. So we're going to bring that out right now with our EQ. And we're going to use our ears to do that and use a technique that I call an EQ sweep. So we're going to go ahead and boost this frequency right here, give it a very narrow EQ, And we're just going to sweep until we find a tone that we like in the kick. All right, so right there, it's sounding good. I kind of want that tone to be broadened out. So we're going to lower it right there. And we are going to go about, let's say, 4.5 dBs. And once again, we're going to actually widen this up. So we don't need such a narrow EQ right there. All right, so that's about good. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mirror this EQ portion right here into our 808 track. So let's once again bring up our 808 EQ. And now, since we boosted at 124 Hertz, we're going to go to 124 Hertz here. And of course, you guessed it, we're going to go ahead and subtract about -4 dBs. And we're doing a narrow EQ as well. This way, we're carving out our sounds so that they kind of fit nicely together. So this is our 808, our kick track. Now let's hear how they sound together. You can kind of distinguish both of them, which is what we want. Here it is with the effects off. You'll see how floppy they both sound. Now let's bring in the EQ on our 808. And we're going to bring in the EQ on our kick. They kind of fit nicely together. Now, just one little side step that I'm probably going to do. I'll just show you guys while I do it. I'm just going to make my kick a little bit more fatter. So I'm just going to bring in a few plugins that I like to use by Waves, which is, of course, one knob fatter. And then I'm going to bring in a pressure plugin as well. So just like that. So I'm just going to add some pressure over here to that kick. And we're going to make it a little fatter. And of course, mix that a little bit better. All right, so that's how you mix and kind of balance your 808 and your kicks together. Here is, once again, everything off. So the kick and the bass kind of get lost. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in everything. So that is how you mix your 808s and kicks together. For more good videos, remember to subscribe. If you have any questions on this, ask me in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you boys and girls later.